Scooter is dead following a bizarre encounter with police in Atlanta. I'm Tracy Hutchins.
I'm Joy Libnakron. Atlanta News First Madeline Montgomery is live tonight along William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta near the Lakewood Amphitheater. And Madeline, I know you heard from police about what led to the rapper's death.
I did. It's just a strange situation. So police say that they were called out here for a shots fired call, but when they got here, they didn't find any evidence of a shooting. So the situation that we're hearing about, we're hearing that a 39-year-old man, Kenneth Bailey, is dead. That's according to the medical examiner, and a loved one on the scene is the one who confirmed that that was rapper Young Scooter. Police say they were called by someone saying they heard shots and then saw a woman being pulled into a home. Well, when police arrived, they say they didn't find a woman, but they did have a man open the door to that home and then close it in the officer's face. A lieutenant tells us two men then ran out the back door. The officers say that one of the men returned to the house, but the other one, Young Scooter, jumped two fences, and that's when he was fatally hurt.
Just to be very clear, the injury that was sustained was not via the officers on scene. It was when the male was fleeing. There was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was, when he fell, some type of fracture injury to the leg.
The rapper was taken to Grady, and that is where he was pronounced dead. And as you can see, the police are still out here. The crime scene unit is here on the scene looking into what exactly led up to these events and how exactly the rapper died. For now, reporting live in the Lakewood neighborhood, I'm Madeline Montgomery, Atlanta News First.
The night was thick with tension. A single call to 911, one frantic plea, set everything in motion. A dispute, shots fired, a woman dragged back inside. Atlanta police responded swiftly. A house on William Nye Drive, silent and still, yet something unseen simmered beneath the surface. The officers knocked. A man appeared, his face unreadable, his mind racing. Then, without a word, he shut the door. A moment of hesitation, then chaos. Two figures burst from the home, shadows slipping into the night. One would return, the other would not. The man ran through backyards, past fences, through the dark maze of Atlanta's streets, but the city had eyes. As officers closed in, he leapt one fence, then another. But fate had already decided. A stumble, a snap, pain surged through his leg like fire. He collapsed, the cold night pressing in. They found him there, life slipping away with each passing second. Police moved in, rendered aid, rushed him to Grady Hospital, but it was too late. Kenneth Edward Bailey, known to the world as Young Scooter, was pronounced dead on his 39th birthday. A rapper, a father, a survivor of the streets. Gone, just like that.
A developing story now out of the Atlanta area. Several agencies now involved in the investigation into the death of an Atlanta rapper after police say he died while running from officers. Take a look here. This tweet from the New York Post highlighting all of that, saying, quote, rapper Young Scooter dead on his 39th birthday in a freak accident while fleeing Atlanta police. A lot going on here, so let's bring in Lindsay Tuman, joining us live at the headquarters for the Georgia Bureau of Investigation with the latest. Good morning, Lindsay. Obviously, a lot known and a lot still left to figure out here.
A lot of questions surrounding this case, and that's exactly why Atlanta police asked the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to step in and handle this investigation. They say this all started when that man was fleeing from police when they were trying to surround a home.
A large police presence filled the area around William Nye Drive in southeast Atlanta Friday night.
Officers responded to a dispute with a weapon. It was advised in the call remarks that shots were fired and a female was dragged back into the location.
When officers got on the scene, they say they knocked on the door. A man answered, then immediately shut the door on officers.
The officers then established a perimeter. During the process of establishing the perimeter, two males fled out of the rear of the house. One male returned back into the house. The other male jumped 2 fences as he was fleeing.
Investigators say when they located the man, they found him injured.
There was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was, when he fell, some type of fracture injury to the leg, which caused the bleeding.
The 39-year-old was taken to Grady Memorial Hospital, where he later died. There have been a lot of questions over what happened on social media, which is part of the reason Atlanta police called in the GBI to investigate the incident.
And this is why we're here doing this press conference, to put out there that the Atlanta Police Department has not been involved in any shootings tonight. And the incident on William Nye, there was not a shooting at all.
Well, at this time, the GBI does confirm that Atlanta police called them in to aid in this investigation, but there haven't been any other further updates at this time. Of course, a developing story that we're staying on top of over here. And that's the latest from Atlanta. I'm Lindsay Tuman. Back to you.
No gunfire from police. No trace of the woman from the 911 call. No clear reason why the men ran. Why did he flee? What happened inside that house? And most chilling of all, what really caused his death? His family confirmed the tragic news, but the police, they remained silent. The cause of his death, still a mystery. As the news spread, Atlanta mourned.
What was the discussion? What led to the 39-year-old having to flee from police? Can you give us a little bit more detail? Because it just seems, what exactly led to him running away?
So, again, there was a 911 call of dispute with shots fired and a female being dragged back into the residence. When officers arrived, a male initially opened the door, closed the door on the officer's face without communicating completely. That's when the officers established a perimeter and the 2 males fled. Why they fled, obviously, we can't speak for them. So it's still an active investigation.
Was the woman injured at all?
So we were not able to locate a female. We ended up with 2 males and the decedent.
You said the dispute was started in a car, a moving car?
No, outside of the residence.
Outside of the residence, and then a woman was dragged back into the...
That's what was reported. We have not been able to substantiate any of that, which is also a part of our investigation.
And then when he jumped over the fence from one victim, what wound would, I guess, did he shoot himself?
No, there was no indication of anyone being shot. This appears that there was, when he fell, some type of fracture injury to the leg, which caused the bleeding.
And to clarify, this wasn't any involvement with Atlanta police as far as shooting?
Correct. There's no, in neither one of these cases were officers involved in shooting at all.
Young Scooter died from an injury that he sustained to his leg. The femoral vein is the main vein in the leg that, if ruptured, can lead to life-threatening blood loss. It runs alongside the femoral artery in the thigh. While veins generally have lower pressure than arteries, the femoral vein is large and carries a significant volume of blood. Severe damage to it can cause massive bleeding, leading to shock and potentially death if not treated quickly.
All bleeding eventually stops. More than 1 liter of blood can be lost every minute from the femoral artery. For femoral artery injuries, the presence of a femur fracture, a low hematocrit, and a high pulse rate at the time of hospital admission are all risk factors for a poorer outcome, including leg amputation and even death.
In cases where a major blood vessel in the leg, such as the femoral artery, is severed, rapid blood loss can occur. Without immediate medical intervention, a person can bleed out in as little as 2 to 5 minutes. Prompt medical attention is critical in such scenarios. Applying direct pressure to the wound and using a tourniquet can help control bleeding until emergency services arrive. However, the effectiveness of these measures depends on the severity of the injury and the timeliness of care. It's important to note that while survival rates for femoral vessel injuries can be high with immediate and appropriate treatment, these injuries often come with significant complications. In summary, the window for effective medical intervention in the case of a ruptured femoral artery is extremely narrow. immediate action is essential to increase the chances of survival.
Rapper Young Scooter's music video for his song Triple Cross with Future and Young Thug. The rapper, whose real name is Kenneth Bailey, died last night, according to the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office. It was also apparently his 39th birthday. He was reposting birthday wishes to his Instagram all day long. It was not just Atlanta police who are investigating, though, what happened. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation also looking into an incident leading up to his death. 11 Alive's Doug Richards is joining us now from the GBI headquarters. Doug, a lot to sort through here. What do we know about what happened?
Yeah, I mean, the best details came in late last night from the Atlanta Police Department. The GBI has not commented publicly. The GBI is involved in this case because Young Scooter's death, Mr. Bailey's death, followed a confrontation with police, although the confrontation that Atlanta police described was not a lethal confrontation. Police say that there was a chase, police officers pursuing on foot two men who fled a house in the Lakewood area of southeast Atlanta near the Lakewood Amphitheater. Police say one of the men was Bailey, and they say that Bailey hopped two fences with police in pursuit. They overtook him after they say he broke his leg during the chase. Police called EMTs, who transported him to Grady Hospital, and he died. And the cause of death has not been determined. Apparently, his body is at the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office now, and that determination is being made. Last night, police said no shots had been fired at all during the pursuit.
One male returned back into the house. The other male jumped two fences as he was fleeing. When officers located him on the other side of the fence, he appeared to have suffered an injury to his leg.
So police, likewise, appearing a little taken aback by the extent to which the chase, which was, again, not one that they described as lethal, no shots fired, resulted in the death of young Scooter. Kenneth Bailey, who, as you said, was celebrating his 39th birthday.
A fence could cause a deep enough cut to sever a major blood vessel, but it would depend on several factors. The type of fence. Sharp, jagged edges, like razor wire, barbed wire, or a broken metal panel, could easily create a deep laceration. Even a pointed metal spike on a fence top could puncture deeply if enough force is applied. Location of the injury. If the cut occurred on the inner thigh, where the femoral artery and vein run close to the surface, it could lead to rapid and fatal blood loss. Depth of the cut. A deep enough cut, more than an inch or two, in the wrong place could hit a major artery or vein, leading to massive bleeding within minutes. Speed and force of impact. If someone is running at high speed and hits a sharp metal edge with force, it could create a wound severe enough to cause arterial or venous damage. Delay in medical treatment. Even with a severed femoral artery, survival is possible if immediate pressure is applied and emergency care is received quickly. However, if someone is alone, panicked, or unable to get help fast, death from blood loss could occur within 3 to 5 minutes in extreme cases. A fence injury alone causing death is rare, but if it was a deep cut in the right place, it's possible. Some deaths are clean, some are expected, some make sense, but this was something else. A final birthday, a final run, a final moment lost in the shadows. Young Scooter's name now echoes in the streets he once walked, his story unfinished, and the truth still hiding in the dark. Alright y'all, there y'all have it. That's the story of Young Scooter. Get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think. Hey, you already know what it is. Drillers and trappers, we out here trapping and drilling 247. Don't go nowhere. Watch that next video. Gang!